Edwin Diaz says cockfighting is cool and legal. And on that, he's 0 for 2. The Sparks complain about an all-star snub that is their own damn fault, and USC basketball still can't get over their addiction to injuries. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is July 6, 2026. Welcome back to the show. We do start the work week off with another new subscriber to the Angeleno Familia. Thank you. We're going to do our best to keep you informed. And if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. We are still crawling toward 1,000 subscribers. And by all means, comment. So before we go through the news and notes, we have a look at the scoreboard. Slime Diego 5, Dodgers 2. You know, congratulations to the Padres on coming to within 14 games of first place. It's like, if we look behind us, you're there. That is, if we had the Hubble telescope. Baby steps, fellas. Baby steps. The magic number, by the way, still dropped to 59. Meanwhile, today, Colorado's at the Dodgers at 7. That's Eric Lauer versus Kyle Freeland. And Seattle's at the Sparks, also at 7. So with that out of the way, let's get to the news. Closer and alleged animal abuse enthusiast Edwin Diaz faced batters Sunday. Diaz said he felt neato. It's the first time that he had faced batters since he underwent surgery in April to remove loose bodies from his elbow. He could soon begin a minor league rehab assignment, and the goal is to be activated from the injured list shortly after the All-Star break. But let's be real. That's not the story. Oh, the Dodgers wish it was the story. Hell, Major League Baseball wishes it was the story. But that's not the story. Diaz had to tell the LA Times some things about cockfighting. And what he said is, in fact, wrong. Quote, "I've been doing that before because, like the story said, that's legal in Puerto Rico," unquote. Now, when asked if Major League Baseball reached out to him and said, "Ixnay on the cockfighting K," Diaz replied, quote, "They didn't reach out to me because I wasn't doing anything illegal. At the end of the day, I'm looking to help this team win. I'm past that news," unquote. Now, I am not a lawyer, but everything I'm reading says that is illegal to me, bro. Not even close. The feds banned cockfighting in U.S. territories, of which Puerto Rico is one, back in 2019. There's a reason Bad Bunny did not include an homage to cockfighting in his Super Bowl halftime show. Kind of throws that whole love is everywhere vibe out of whack when you see an animal getting abused. Hell, in Puerto Rico, by law, you could go to jail by just watching cockfighting. Now, Puerto Rico knows it's part of their culture, but they also want that sweet American finances. So they've attempted a number of end runs around the law, including passing their own law saying, in effect, let's just keep the cockfighting in-house. Let's just keep this behind closed doors. Which is often what you hear in child abuse cases, but I digress. But here's the problem with Puerto Rico passing its own law. It doesn't count. Federal law trumps a law in a U.S. territory. A group challenged the law that the feds had domination over this. They took it to the Supreme Court. They claimed that Congress exceeded its power by applying a cockfighting ban in Puerto Rico. And SCOTUS declined to hear the case. And when SCOTUS declines to hear that case, it means what Congress passed is indeed the law of the land. including Puerto Rico. Also with the Dodgers, imagine having the best moment of your professional life come at the worst moment of your private life. If you believe in God, say a prayer for catcher Eliezer Alfonso. The dude made his major league debut Sunday. Come to find out before first pitch that his sister and stepmother died in the earthquakes that ravaged Venezuela. Tough stuff. Tough. I couldn't even begin to imagine. He goes 0 for 2 Sunday, but the crowd understood the situation, obviously, because they gave him a standing ovation throughout the time. So yeah, say a prayer for the man. Meanwhile, with the Sparks, you don't have to be a manosphere influencer to believe that the WNBA is more insufferable, more entitled than all of the booty sniffers who were invited to Taylor Swift's wedding. The following is the biggest sports controversy of 2026. LA Sparks coach Lynn Roberts told the LA Daily News that Kelsey Plum getting snubbed for the All-Star Game starting lineup is, quote, ridiculous. She's having an MVP season, unquote. Well, maybe she wouldn't have gotten snubbed if your own players got ballots like they were supposed to, coach. The voting, by the way, is weighted. If I cared enough, hell, if anybody I knew cared enough to participate in WNBA All-Star balloting, my vote would not carry the same amount of weight as the last chick on the Sparks bench. Which, by the way, whatever. It's not like anybody cares. Only ESPN, by the way, ESPN reported that less than half of the players in this league voted. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter if Kelsey Plum got snubbed. Nobody cared to vote for anybody. The entire league snubbed itself. Almost forgot. Plum, who is the second leading scorer in the league, is out until the end of the month with a leg injury, so she wouldn't be playing in an All-Star game anyway. Roberts is belly aching about a vote that nobody participated over a player who can't even get on the court. What the hell are we talking about? Once again, the Yas Queens, always the victim. Over at Heritage Hall, USC basketball has been kind of feeling itself this offseason, which should make sense. They added 3 McDonald's All-Americans in a recruiting class. They returned their backcourt. They returned a starting center. And yet we are not hearing about how amazeballs these summer practices are. Because much like last season, they can't stay healthy to save their life. They only have 9 dudes available to fully compete. They can't even run a full court basketball game for kicks. Rodney Rice, by the way, one of the players that hasn't been fully cleared to practice. Now, if you watch Trojans basketball at all, and I'm enough of a sicko to confess that I actually did, USC's season disintegrated with a snap of Thanos' fingers right the moment when Rice's shoulder collapsed. And he still can't practice. A week ago, we were talking about this. A Trojans assistant coach was just raving over how a center, Eric Ryba, a transfer from UConn, he was a potential breakout candidate for next season. How the hell would you know? He's not practicing either. Now, Eric Musselman said that the plan is that they should have all but one of their players ready to go when practice kicks off again, regular practice, on August 25th. Until I hear that's actually the case, color me cardinal in gold and skeptical. Meanwhile, we haven't heard a peep out of UCLA basketball. Maybe that's for the best. What I can tell you is that a former Bruin, Tyler Bilodeau, second-round pick by the Brooklyn Nets, he made his NBA Summer League debut, and he shot 4 of 6, scored 9 points. Andrei Kuzmenko has officially left the Kings. He has signed a 1-year contract with Pittsburgh. Judging from the way that the Kings conducted themselves in free agency, it was abundantly clear the dude had to move on. After all, at age 30, he's just a regular puppy in a cage compared to the rest of those old hounds. He scored 13 times for LA last year, by the way. Yes, I will be watching the Americans play later tonight in World Cup. But as for MLS, LAFC, they do not have a full roster yet because they did have players go to the World Cup. The Black and Gold have begun training for the resumption of MLS season after the Cup is decided. They did play an exhibition against the El Salvadorian national team on Sunday. The Galaxy will not be playing an exhibition until Thursday, when they play Club America of Liga MX. Winger Gabriel Peck, by the way, was spotted in Brazil, leading the scribes to believe that it's only a matter of time before a transfer back to his home country becomes official. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. It's clear that Edwin Diaz doesn't have a legal case to stand on, but do you find what he did okay? For that matter, the Sparks complaining about all-star snubs, could you find something less important to tell me about? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.